It wasn't a home with four walls, but it was my home.
They didn't have much, but now a homeless pair has absolutely nothing after their camp goes up in flames. Good evening, I'm Guy ATCHLEY.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. At first, it was thought to be a brush fire. 911 callers described a plume of black smoke coming from a vacant lot.
But crews soon discovered the area was not empty. Homeless people had set up camp and flames were taking over. The blaze ignited about 7 this morning near Thornydale Road and Cortero Farms, northwest of Tucson, in an area hidden from the street. 2 homeless people had minor injuries, including burns. The fire reveals the dangers of living homeless. 9 on Your Side's Kevin Keene brings us the story of a woman now left homeless yet again.
A charred wastebasket, the burnt remains of some mattresses.
This ring right here, this is a special ring.
And a tin full of blackened jewelry are all that's left of Carrie Farra's home. But really, Carrie was already without a home, living in a tent northwest of Tucson until Thursday morning.
When I turned around, look, the flames were so high.
What was going through your mind with those flames?
My life, that I gotta get away.
Northwest Fire says the makeshift shelter, hidden on this private lot for years, burned to the ground in 10 minutes. The 2 people living here lost nearly everything.
I have pictures of, our homeless friends, and, when we're all hanging out, take pictures.
And you said they're gone except?
I got memories in my heart. And that's where they'll all be. I see the pictures. I see the photographs. It wasn't a home with 4 walls, but it was my home.
Firefighters say the cause was a candle, made worse by the fact that this was a small, crowded encampment compared to a house.
A lot of the material was in close proximity, which is what made the fire so hot and so big so quickly.
Making things even worse, investigators say walls were made out of mattresses to serve as insulation.
It's very dangerous, as you can imagine, because there's no electricity, so how do they cook their food and how do they get heat with a fire? Well, everything you just mentioned is very, very combustible.
Scott MUNRO at Gospel Rescue Mission says homeless camps can be dangerous places because of fire, theft, and weather. The Tucson pastor says there are 2,000 of them out of sight in Pima County.
I think a cliche that is often used today is there are invisible neighbors. You really don't see them until something happens, like today, a fire in an encampment.
Captain Adam Goldberg adds the lack of electricity, water, access, and building standards at these sites all add to the danger.
What can be done?
It's a real struggle, because until the folks out there feel safe and feel that other people really care enough about them to come out of their hiding, it makes it really hard.
Carrie is left picking up the charred pieces of what she barely had to begin with.
Do you know what the future holds? I know it all just happened today, but...
I don't know, I'd have to ask God that.
She'll have to ask God that. Carrie is thankful she was able to grab a tent before the fire claimed it this morning. She plans to find a new spot and set it up.
If people wanted to help, how would they do that?
One way to do that is to support organizations that work to end homelessness, homeless shelters, for example. And Northwest Fire also said that if you know someone who's homeless, one thing that you can do is make sure that they have basic safety tools like a smoke detector, and even in a tent, that can make all the difference in the world in case of an emergency.
She's pretty well known on that side of town, isn't she?
Yes.
Okay, Kevin. Thank you.